Almost every other day, as a brand strategist and a brand consultant, I get asked some frequent questions, and sometimes it baffles me, but I want to put them together into a video and present them to you. So anytime it baffles your mind as well, you could easily come back and watch them and get answers to the questions that you have. So here are the list of questions I usually get as a brand strategist and a consultant on daily basis. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Edwin Dela. On this channel, I share content on business, branding, productivity, and growth mindset. If you are new here, do hit the subscribe button. If you're an old friend, share this video with a friend. Let them also see. Invite them to subscribe. Let's grow together. Cheers. All right, so let's get started in no particular order. One of the frequent questions I get asked is, hi, which kind of business should I start, or which type of business should I start? There's no definite answer to this, but I can give guidelines to guide you as to making that decision on your own. First of all, I'll tell you to have passion for whatever you want to get yourself involved in, no matter what it is, whether it's a product base or a service base you are going into. It should be something that you're passionate about, something that you have that energy for. If not, you'll not be able to run that business. I can tell you that hands down, because at a point in time, the business becomes a certain way, and it's only that passion that gives you that hope that the business is going to pick up again and things are going to get better. Also, it has to be a business idea that you can start easily without waiting for a heavy funding. Even if it's a huge project you are doing, you should find a way to start on a small basis that you could grow it into that huge sale. So it has to be a business that you don't necessarily have to get $1 million before you could start. Also, it has to be a business that you can promise yourself that you are going to dedicate time, energy, and effort to make it happen, no matter the odds that come the way. Because along the way, there will be odds that will be bringing you down, but you having that determination that are going to see it into success is the key thing that will give that business growth. Also, it has to be something meaningful or something that will have impact on other people's life or solving other people's problem. If it's a B2B you're going into, it should be something that would going to give the other business an impact. If it's a product you are going into, it should be something that people are looking for, people want, or is going to solve a problem of people around you. So no matter what you are going for, it should be something that people really need. It shouldn't just be a business you are running. It should be a business that people need, or a service that you are providing that people need. That would really shape how the business will be run. One other question I get asked often also is that, what are the challenges to starting a business? There are a couple of them, but I'll just list the key ones that I see often or that keeps repeating themselves. One, lack of funding for the kind of business you want to start. That could be a problem. Secondly, not focusing on the business idea itself, but rather jumping around on trends. So you have this idea in mind and you realize, okay, this is up. Then you start jumping on it and forgetting about the original one. It could cost businesses a lot. Also, hiring too early or hiring the wrong employees can also affect your business. Working less and expecting huge success also, it's a huge breaker to startup businesses. Most startup businesses start off properly and then put in energy, then after a while they just stop or reduce the amount of energy they put in and expecting huge successes at the end of the day, which can also derail the business or break the business down. Another question I get asked often is, should I open a bank account for the business, or I should just run it with my personal account? For this one, I advise strictly that you should open a bank account for the business so that you can separate your personal finances from the business finances as well. You don't end up joining the two of them together, getting them mixed up, and probably end up spending the company's money as well. So have a business account and then have your personal account separately so you could distinguish the finances coming in and how to manage them properly. Another question I get asked often is, how can I come up with a good name for my business? This one, as a strategist, I would say is quite difficult. What I personally do is although I can do brand naming for businesses, but I don't really enjoy doing it because sometimes you need that connection from the business owner to the business in a way that, if it's just like having a pregnant woman, she has that connection with the baby for a while before the baby comes out. So before the baby comes out, she's kind of predetermined to name the baby in a certain way, or based on how the baby made her go through, the baby comes up with a certain name and a certain love for that baby. So I like linking that whole concept to businesses as well. It's something that you are starting, something you are giving birth to. So I really like business owners to create that connection with their name, that they can hit their chest and mention their name happily. So I wouldn't advise that you can't really name your business. If you can't do it, you can actually go in for a consultant or a strategist who understands brand naming and then let them guide you through. Also, if you come up with names, one easy way to check if the business name that you're coming up with is available is to check on Google. Just type in the name on Google and see the result that come in. If there are less results, that means the name is capable of trending or helping your business grow. If there are too many of them, I would advise you should go in for that, but rather come up with something unique that will be distinguished among the rest and then easily searchable as well. So remember that your business name has to be easily searchable, that anyone that types it will be able to see it. And even aside that, also typos and co wouldn't affect your name. So come up with something reasonable, something very short, something very catchy as well, and then something very memorable when it comes to naming your business. Another question I get asked often is, what are some of the mistakes the business owners make? Not the business itself, the business owners make when they get started. For this one, it's quite challenging a little because personalities evolve around businesses. Personal ideologies also affect how businesses are run, and then personal preferences also affect how businesses are run. But some common mistakes I find is some of them have the idea, but they don't focus on quality of the idea. They don't listen to their customers. They only think what they think for the customer is right without listening from the customer side as well. That really affects them. Also, they don't budget properly for the business. They end up running the business on their personal preferences in terms of budgeting or financing. Also, they really think of success quickly. Once they start a business, immediately they want to start seeing profits, but it doesn't work that way. Work for a while, break even before it starts making profits. Those are some of the trends I've seen in terms of personality involvement in the business they are running. Another question I get asked often is, do I really need a business plan? Yes, you do need a business plan. In fact, I'll be leaving a free link in the description below that you can download a template that I've created for you. Just copy and paste and then see where if best fits for you, put in the answers over there. At the end of the day, after putting all together, it comes together as a complete business plan. So yes, you do need a business plan, but you don't need a 50-page business plan. You just need some 4 to 5 pages business plan that can help you run the business and give you clarity on the business you're running, so you don't end up running it just anyhow. One of the tough questions I get asked often is, what causes businesses to fail? This is a quite tough one for me to answer because there are a lot of determinants to this particular question, but there are some common ones. One is not managing finance properly. 2, not focusing on your customers, but rather focusing on what you think is best for them can also affect business failure. Not managing your employees well. A weak business model can also affect the business they are running and end up making the business fail. Not marketing your products and services properly, thinking that because you have a product people will come and buy from you, can really break down a business. So do take note of all these pointers and let them guide you into making the right decision for your business and running it into success. Another one I get asked often is, how do I get money or how do I raise funds for my business? For this one, there are a lot of do's and don'ts about it, but I'll give you the do's only and to guide you to do the don'ts. One, I wouldn't recommend you going for loan. Rather, I'd rather say you should save towards the business that you want to start. Secondly, get soft loans from friends and family. 3, if possible, get angel investors or venture capitalists to invest in that business that you want to go in for. The don'ts I've mentioned already. I would advise you going for a loan because it's a new business you're starting. You don't know how the waters are going to tend to be like, and when you're going to break even or even break into the profit margin. So I wouldn't recommend you going for a loan, but rather either go for friends that would give you soft loans that you can manage for the business, or family members that can assist you, or personally save towards the idea that you want to start with, so you know you gave birth to it with your own blood and sweat. Is branding important? Is also one question I get asked often. Yes, branding is extremely important no matter the business you are starting, no matter the product or service base you want to get yourself into. Branding is extremely important because it covers from your competitive advantage, the brand identity that covers your logo, colors, and all that, your packaging and all that. Everything, every component of branding comes together and forms how the business is going to be presented to the public. So yes, branding is extremely important when starting a business. How do I market my business is one question I get asked often. I'll give you some simple tips over here. 1, use the power of social media. 2, let your friends do word of the mouth marketing for you. Let them market the business for you. So invite them into the business in terms of testing the product and seeing what you're doing, and let them do the word of mouth marketing for you. 3, when using social media, do well to invest in paid advertising. It helps you reach more people beyond your circle. It helps you reach new prospects, and new prospects bring in the money. So there you have it. These are some of the most common questions I get asked on a regular basis. If you have some that I haven't answered in this video, you can just leave it in the comment section. I'll respond to them and then help someone also as well. If you are new here, do hit the subscribe button. If you're an old friend, share this video with a friend. I've left 2 videos here for you to watch. Do well to watch them and learn from them as well. See you in the next one. Cheers.